Today we have the founder and executive director of Alexander Valley Film Festival, an upcoming film festival who started in 2014. And we have Mira, a student who showed her movie, her project, at the festival.
Yeah, so my name is Catherine Hecht, and I am the founder and executive director of the Alexander Valley Film Society, which is actually a year-round, it is now a year-round organization. We started the organization back in 2015 with the express purpose of bridging the gap between arts education in public schools and the real world. And to us at the beginning, that presented itself in bringing in workshops to public schools to start to supplement where budget cuts had eroded offerings to students in the core curriculum. So we started with workshops, and that was the beginning of 2015. Not even sure we would be able to fund a film festival, but we did pull one off that first year, October 2015. It was a 3-day festival, the third weekend in October. And even that first year, we kept the compass on education, and that has been the through line of what we've created thus far, is creating more access and opportunities using film as a medium to both teach media literacy and to provide storytelling opportunities for young people. So we started that first festival. I'm pointing to Mira, but she wasn't there for that one. But the first festival was 2015, and we started with a student film competition. What we have learned so much in the process and iterated and tried a whole bunch of different things. And part of the beauty of being a startup is having remained nimble enough to iterate quickly. So by the time we got to meet Mira this year, when she submitted her film for the film competition, we had a lot more structure in place, and we had a little bit better idea of what to ask for from students. A lot of young people have great ideas, and they don't have tools, or they have great tools and they don't know how to coalesce their ideas. So we're trying to figure out how to meet students where they're at to give them opportunities. Mira came, she'll tell you more about it, but she came with a fully fledged idea and a story already being told, and then she just, rearranged it for us. And sometimes students haven't even learned what their voice could be. And so we're teaching them that they might even have a voice to begin with. But the festival itself now runs 4 days, and we do documentary feature, narrative feature. We also do narrative and documentary shorts. We have a small shorts program. We do animation if we find really great animation that's relevant to the community in some way. Looking for films that lean towards social justice or have social justice themes. Also films made for women or made by women, behind the camera, directing, producing, whichever. And also looking specifically for content for young people, because the whole premise of what we're trying to do is to create access. You want to see yourself on screen. That's how it's like affirming and representing communities on screen that don't normally get represented. And I think one of those is young people. Also, just being able to give students enough time to work on the project. Some need the tools, some need the expertise. It's in these rural areas that we live in, there's not a lot of access to all of those things, much less an expertise that coalesces them all together. And so this is such a fantastic resource. And over on our side of the mountains, we don't have anything in North County quite like this, but something I'd love to see grow.
A question. Yeah. Do you think, as you saw by receiving the movies of the students prefer documentaries or feature movies?
Making or watching?
Making. Or your experience,
From my
obviously.
experience, I think it has, just my experience, it seems like students have an easier time telling a documentary or pulling together a documentary. There seems to be a pretty substantial stumbling block with fiction, original ideas, and making a video, a visual story of them, which is exactly what I'd love to try and break through.
Mira agrees. So go ahead. Go ahead and tell your story.
Yeah, so, you know, just for fun, normally with my friends and family, I have a lot of fun making just fictional movies. And I've done a few documentaries, such as the one from the film festival. And I find that it's definitely a lot easier to do documentaries because the story, the information, it's all there already. It's all real. And it's just your job to tell it in an interesting way. And then it's definitely hard to create your like whole own universe of characters and their stories and make it entertaining and complex.
My name is Ame, and I am 12 years old.
My name is Kian, and I am 9 years old.
What happened was we got woken up by our parents, and they said that there was a fire. I thought we were going to be back in a few hours, so I didn't take any of my belongings that actually mattered to me. And in the morning, we found out that our house had been destroyed.
My name is Sarah Dolan.
I'm Clara Jensen.
Well, my family and I had to evacuate.
Fire was pretty much surrounding my neighborhood, and it was pretty scary.
Well, 2 weeks after the fires, a group of friends and I got together and we made brownies and posters, and we delivered them to the National Guard and the firefighters that were staying at the fairgrounds. And we got to meet them. It was a lot of fun.
My name is Glory. I'm 14 years old. And that says, love in the air, thicker than smoke. My name is Shariah, and I'm 11 years old. My parents own a bakery, and I went and I took bread and I brought it to the hospital. Our horses from Marquess Stables got evacuated to the fairgrounds, and over there I stayed for 2 full days, I think. I was helping with the horses because they don't know what's going on. It's made me more aware of what I have.
My name is Ava. My name is Carter. She set up a stand, and then we thought that we could do it together. We were selling iced tea, pink lemonade, cookies to help raise money for fire victims. We raised $1,000. We even got awards.
I got together with a bunch of my friends, and we did a lot of volunteer work and helped make food for people who had lost homes and were affected by the fire.
We were going to all these places that were giving out free clothes to fire victims. I think that was just really nice of the whole community.
It feels good, like knowing that I'm helping people.
I felt really good.
Well, I'm not happy that all of this happened, but it gives me a good feeling when I help others.
And it's such a great feeling to see the impact that we're making and the effects that we've had on people's lives.
How do you work? Did you start by yourself and then you ask for some people to join you in your project, or it was a team project that came along together? How did it work?
In the film festival video?
Yes, sure, the documentary or the film that you submitted.
Yes, okay. So I had already been working with a company that my mom works with to gather these interviews about people who have been helping with fire recovery and people who have had their homes destroyed. And so I already had all of these interviews, and when the opportunity to submit a video for the film festival came along, I thought that it was like the perfect opportunity. And so I took all the interviews and created a video, and I really wanted the theme to be more inspiring and uplifting than I felt some of the other films might be. And I also wanted it to be focusing on teens and young people and their role in rebuilding Sonoma County from within.
So you made everything by yourself, from beginning to the end?
Yes.
That's what you're telling? Even editing?
Yes.
Television? Oh.
Editing is my favorite.
So
What program did you use?
I use iMovie.
iMovie?
Yes.
So do you have any other projects for your future?
I recently finished my first feature-length film. It's a sci-fi movie that I co-wrote with my friend who loves to write. I did most of the technical stuff, and she did most of the story. But yeah, I just finished that. It's called The Doppelganger, which is because it's about shape-shifting, identity-stealing aliens.
So what's the most important thing or the most important part or what you like the most when you're making a movie?
I definitely most like the technical aspects. I like adding the music because I feel like that's the mood of the entire movie. I really, in this movie, since of course it's a sci-fi film, I got to experiment a lot with like video special effects, visual effects, and I got to use a program I've been wanting to experiment with called After Effects, which is like animation and visual effects, and that's my favorite part to do.
So what is your favorite movies above all the others? Hollywood movie or independent movie? Which one?
A personal favorite of mine is Back to the Future.
Okay, Back to the Future.
Just because, well, plot-related, for plot-related reasons. Just, it's really fun and just one of my all-time favorites. And then visually, I really like La La Land. I'm kind of a sucker for musicals, but I just really like the style and the color scheme. And that director, I've seen another one of his films called Whiplash, which is about a young drummer. I just love his different color schemes are very interesting.
Thank you, Mira. Well, thank you very much for your words, and thank you very much for being here. And probably I will see you at the film festival. Thank you.
I hope so.
See you next time. Ciao.